after a night of love, she disappeared. It was supposed to be a night of enchantment, a night when two souls found each other amidst the chaos of the world. Ethan had met Lily at a small, dimly lit cafe tucked away in a forgotten corner of the city. Her laughter was like a melody, and her eyes sparkled with a light that drew him in, making the rest of the world fade into the background. They talked for hours, losing themselves in conversation. They shared their dreams, fears, and the intricate details of their lives that they had never told anyone else. By the time they left the cafe, the city had gone to sleep, and the streets were eerily quiet. Ethan walked Lily to her apartment, a quaint, old building with a charm that seemed to belong to another era. She invited him in, and the night unfolded in a whirlwind of passion and connection that Ethan had never experienced before. It was as if they had known each other for eternity, as if their souls were intertwined in a bond that transcended the physical world. As dawn approached, they lay in each other's arms, exhausted but blissfully content. Ethan drifted into a deep sleep, his mind filled with dreams of a future with Lily. But when he awoke, she was gone. At first, he thought she had just stepped out for a moment, but as minutes turned into hours, a sense of unease began to creep over him. Her phone was off, and there was no sign of her anywhere in the apartment. He searched the building, knocking on doors and asking neighbors if they had seen her. No one had. Panic set in as Ethan realized that Lily had vanished without a trace. He went to the police, but they dismissed his concerns, suggesting she might have left voluntarily or needed some space. Frustrated and desperate, he decided to search for her on his own. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan's life spiraled into a nightmare. He couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and his job became a distant memory. All he could think about was Lily and the inexplicable disappearance that haunted his every waking moment. One evening, as he wandered the streets in a daze, he stumbled upon an old bookstore he had never noticed before. Drawn by an inexplicable force, he entered and began to browse through the dusty shelves. A book caught his eye, a worn, leather-bound tome with no title. He opened it, and his heart nearly stopped when he saw a drawing that resembled Lily, accompanied by a chilling description. The chosen one, bound by love and sacrifice, shall return to the darkness from whence she came. Ethan's hands trembled as he read further. The book detailed an ancient ritual involving a powerful entity that required a human soul to maintain its grip on the world. The chosen one, a being of pure light and love, was destined to be claimed by this entity, disappearing from the mortal realm and trapped in a shadowy existence forever. His mind raced as he recalled the strange occurrences during their night together, the flickering lights, the sudden chill in the air, and the feeling of being watched. He realized that Lily was the chosen one, and she had been taken by the entity described in the book. Determined to save her, Ethan delved deeper into the dark lore. He discovered that the only way to rescue Lily was to perform a counter-ritual during the full moon, which was only 2 days away. The ritual required him to confront the entity and offer himself in exchange for Lily's freedom. As the night of the full moon arrived, Ethan gathered the necessary items, candles, salt, and an ancient incantation from the book. He returned to Lily's apartment, now an eerie and abandoned place, and began to prepare the ritual. He drew a circle of salt on the floor, placed the candles at precise points, and stood in the center, clutching the book with trembling hands. He recited the incantation, his voice echoing in the empty room. The air grew colder, and a sinister presence filled the space. The candles flickered wildly, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, a tall, menacing being with eyes like burning coals. Its voice was a guttural whisper, filled with malevolence. "Why do you summon me, mortal?" Ethan's heart pounded in his chest, but he stood his ground. "I want Lily back. Take me instead." The entity's laughter was a chilling sound that seemed to pierce Ethan's very soul. "You think you can bargain with me? She is mine by ancient right." Desperation gave Ethan strength. "I love her. I will do anything to save her." The entity paused, as if considering his words. "Very well, mortal. But know this, your sacrifice will bind you to me for all eternity. There will be no escape, no redemption." Ethan nodded, his resolve unwavering. "I accept." With a wave of its hand, the entity engulfed Ethan in darkness. He felt himself being pulled into a void, a place where time and space ceased to exist. Pain seared through his body as he was torn apart and reassembled, his essence merging with the entity's. For what felt like an eternity, Ethan existed in a state of torment, a prisoner of the darkness. But through the pain, he held on to a single thought: Lily. He could feel her presence, faint but unmistakable, and he knew she was close. Summoning every ounce of his strength, he reached out to her. "Lily, I'm here. I'm with you." A soft light appeared in the void, growing brighter with each passing moment. Lily's voice echoed back to him, filled with hope and love. "Ethan, I can see you. Hold on." With a final surge of will, Ethan broke free from the entity's grasp, pulling Lily with him. They emerged from the darkness, back in the apartment, the candles now extinguished and the air warm once more. Lily collapsed into his arms, tears streaming down her face. "You saved me, Ethan. You saved us." As they held each other, Ethan knew that their love had triumphed over the darkness. But he also knew that their ordeal had left a mark on them both, a reminder of the ancient forces that still lurked in the shadows. From that night on, they vowed to cherish every moment together, knowing that their love was a beacon of light in a world filled with darkness. And though they had faced unimaginable horror, they emerged stronger, bound by a love that even the darkest forces could not break.